Zoe, so you're our managing director at the Social Shepherd.
Yep.
How did you come to that? How did that sort of role come to you? Was it sort of a need out of like what your skill set was before, or how do you sort of see how that all came about?
I mean, rather embarrassingly, it is self-titled.
Mm-hmm.
So like, definitely I am not necessarily qualified for this role, to be entirely honest, and would not get this role. Well, I don't know, maybe now, like closer to it, but beforehand I had a job as a marketing exec and a job as a junior planner, I think was my title. So I am definitely not qualified for this job. But I think when we were looking at starting to hire and starting to scale up, we kind of sat down together and we're like, okay, well, how does this kind of work? And I don't think you'll mind me saying, but you quite like working within a team, but you also really enjoy working on your own and are potentially quite a non-confrontational person.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to like difficult discussions, and that happens, no matter how happy a team you have, you're gonna have to have difficult conversations with people because people are complex and everyone's different. And you were just like, it's not my vibe.
It's true.
I mean, yeah. So I think it kind of just came down to, at that point in time, it made sense for me to kind of take on that role. And it's an ever evolving role. Like I still actually would say I don't do the traditional role of a managing director, but it's closer to that than potentially your role would be at this point in time.
Yeah, but and also how do you see your role progressing with the agency? Obviously we're like 40 of us now, roughly 40, 45, let's call it. How do you see your role like in the next, we're obviously planning at the moment for like next 12 months and everything like that. Where do you see that role progressing for you next
it's a really
12, 24 months, I guess?
It's an interesting one because I think now we have a lot more senior and experienced people within the business. You know, we've got Adam, we've got Ben, you know, we've got Kelly, and obviously we've got Joey, Katie, Lucy, like all of our other senior people within the business. And that means that where I was spread quite thinly across every single department, I'm not as much anymore. My role is more sitting down with them, making sure they have everything that they need to be able to successfully run the departments. You know, over the course of the next 2 weeks, I'm sitting down with everyone for a solid 2-3 hours each, saying, look, this is where the business needs to be in 12 months' time. This is the revenue target for your specific department, and helping them plan out the team, the skills, what they need to be able to get there. So I think the role I do now is very different to the role I had 12 months ago, but it's still got the same title over it. So I would say my role evolves as the business needs of that role change. You know, now the business is nearly at 45 people. It needs something different from an MD than a business of 15 people, for example. So I think in 12 months' time, you know, I still really enjoy being really focused and involved in the day-to-day stuff and working
the craft,
on strategic campaigns. And I think it's really important to like keep the love for the craft, because that's why we started the company. But naturally, as the business grows, my role will probably become a little bit further removed from that and less hands-on in terms of the day-to-day, but more so like innovating, hopefully, and like driving the business forward in that way. And it does become, you know, there's plenty of MDs out there that actually don't have a lot of experience in the craft of the company that they're working for. And I'm working personally on trying to develop my skill set just as an MD, as a people manager, making
great
sure
operator.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think, you know, there are people that can just apply their management skill set and their business skill set into any business and grow it. But I think it's quite a fun opportunity to have like a real care and love and experience for the craft that we're working into. So I don't know. That's a very long-winded answer to your question. I think I'll still be MD in 12 months' time, but I think there is going to be like a natural evolution. And we probably will at some point find someone to take over my role as MD, and then I will probably move on to something else, because as the business scales, it does need more people in every single department, and that does include upper management as well.